Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mild Manner Movie Review with your host, Tim.
And Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about The Sons of Katie Elder.
Are you good? Are you not entertained?
Cool party.
Great Scott.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
People don't forget.
Welcome to Earth. I'll be back.
You play ball like a girl!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Fucking spectacular.
Okay, so this week, in our 6-week genres,
Yes, I think we're
we're
on
halfway. Or are we on 4?
I think we're on 4.
No, we're halfway.
5, 6. Oh, you're right, 3.
Yeah, is Western movies.
I keep adding another week.
Adding another. And this week I chose The Sons of Katie Elder.
Another Western.
Yeah, with John Wayne and Dean Martin. It was going to be Rio Bravo, but I'd watched it before.
Yeah.
And
I had watched most of it.
Yeah, didn't feel like rewatching it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I found this one because it's a remake, it is the original of Four Brothers, which was remade off of this one.
Yeah.
Which I found out in the movie that during us watching it that you've never seen Four Brothers.
No, I know what movie you're talking about, but I think I confused it with Band of Brothers. The show. There's too many brothers.
Too many brothers.
I always confused them.
So I'll make Tony watch Four Brothers now that he's seen this.
I mean, Mark Wahlberg. I'll watch all the movies on that collection that we have in it.
Yes. So that was the reasoning behind this, and neither of us has seen this movie.
No, I've heard of it for a reason I'll get to later, but other than that, I had no idea.
Oh, yeah, I think I know the reason.
Yeah. You should know the reason.
But for not knowing too much about it, it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it was a good story. I mean, good acting, and it's like one of those. It's a Western,
yeah.
So you kind of know what you're gonna get, but it's still got everything you want, and you still get something out of it.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. That John Wayne Western's good.
Exactly. Yeah, that's almost a given.
Okay, let's jump right into our first segment: a Tim and Tony review of The Sons of Katie Elder.
Hold on to your butts.
This week, we will be talking about ranch owner Katie Elder's 4 sons, determined to avenge the murder of their father and the swindling of their mother.
All right, and I will go first with my top 5. My honorable mentions, though, is Tom Elder or Dean Martin paying for things with
I like how
all the random.
I like how both of us, whenever we're referring to it, refer to it as Dean.
But him trying to pay the groceries with the cards or the general store.
Oh yeah,
it was like high card and double or nothing. And then he goes to the bar and auctions off a fake glass eye and gets it back and gets free drinks out of it.
I think he paid for the one drink and then got paid for recoup that and then more.
And then more, yeah. That was great. And then the brothers fighting. There's a scene with all 4 of them fighting. But we'll talk more about that because I think that's on your list.
Yeah.
Number 5 is a score. Elmer Bernstein again.
I was going to say that's
there's somehow a connection between all the movies in a row. Like
there really is. We go on stretches where it's like the same director
or the same actors, or 3 in a row or something.
I mean, especially with these westerns, it's like you get the same crew almost.
So that and it was. I mean, he's got you could tell when it's him. Like as soon as it came out, I was like, "Yep, this is."
Yeah,
him.
that's it.
Yeah, but it's perfect for this behind the scenes of this.
Yeah.
Number 4 is the shootout at the bridge or the ambush near the end of the movie when they're getting taken to Laredo for the U.S. Marshal.
Yeah.
And what's the last name of those guys?
Hastings.
Ambush them and tell them to say that it's the Elder
Gang.
Which doesn't exist.
Right.
But that's a good one.
Although everyone believes that there is one.
Yeah. And then they jump off the wagon, and they're each shackled to one another.
Yeah.
And then I love when Dean goes with Bud to get the guns, and then I think it's the deputy finally realizes, like, oh wait, no, I messed up.
After the deputy gets shot at and then like held up, basically, he's like, oh wait,
yeah, I messed up. But then them shooting back and forth, and John Wayne just destroying guy. Anytime this guy popped out, he would just murk him. And then he takes out Curly, the head henchman. Let's see. Oh, 3 the cast. I mean, we already said it. John Wayne, Dean Martin.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Dennis Hopper.
A
young Dennis Hopper.
The guy that played Curly.
He looks very familiar.
It's like George Kennedy, I think.
Yeah,
He's been in a bunch of stuff. Like small roles and like character types.
Roles, but you recognize him
as
whenever
soon as you see him. Yeah. But he was good. And I liked the sheriff. I don't know.
Yeah,
he looks familiar too, but I couldn't place it.
Well, yeah, like when I was looking it up, like a lot of them were in True Grit together.
Okay,
like, the same, like 4 or 5 people showed up.
Yeah, I think one of the guys was in Rio Bravo with them.
I think so.
Yeah. But then I mean, John Wayne and Dean Martin together again after Rio Bravo is perfect. And it's like I don't know. The one thing that stuck out is when they see each other first on screen. It's like they actually are seeing each other for the first time because they're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" It's like perfect. 2, like you said in the beginning, the story. It's kind of like the basic revenge, but it's I don't know. It's
got layers.
It's got the details, like how the mom. Everyone loves their mom.
Exactly.
After she passed.
Everyone loves the mom, and like the kids are like shunned.
Yeah.
For it, like.
And I don't know, like they go to the general store and all her debts are paid. They actually owe her money, and
right?
Then, like he goes to pay for the funeral, and she's like, "Oh no, your mom paid for this by selling me a horse." Or something.
she set it all up.
Yeah, or she set up getting Bud to go to college by pretending to frame him. That he stole a horse. It's great. Just like some of the background stuff to add to the story. And then number 1, just anytime the brothers were together, the first time they met up, when they're going into town for that, them fighting, them bringing the horses to Colorado, like them fighting, throwing Bud in the water and then dragging John Wayne in the water. I don't know. They worked all 4 of them well together.
I was gonna say, they did have. I mean, John Wayne and Dean Martin obviously have chemistry together or history together, but the other 2 seem to fit well too.
Yeah, and like
especially for their roles that what they were playing.
And like you can't upstage John Wayne. It's like impossible. No. I think we've said it before. Those like commands of the screen. Anytime he's on there, that's all you're looking at. But everyone else seems to do a good job. Like
hold their own as much as possible when at the time.
Yeah, but those are my top 5.
All right, my top 5, my honorable mentions. I will say the score, just like the underlying throughout. It's Bernstein's score and theme. My number 5 is when they go to town and settle up. Well, exactly what you said. Like they go to the store. It's like, oh no, we actually owe you money.
Yeah.
Like they go to the. I guess you could say caretaker or undertaker. I guess because. And he's like, I guess I owe you for the funeral. And she's like, no, your mom paid for it. And he's like, okay, what about my dad's funeral? He's like, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
And then, like when they're at the store, just Dean Martin, like, hey, let's make a deal with it.
Yeah, let's
high card.
Double or nothing.
Yeah. It's just like,
and the guy laughs. It's just like, what do we owe her?
And then even them going to the bank when like the banker had all their chairs set up. He's like, I was expecting you guys to come in. And then he tells him, like, no, there's nothing here. Like, you kind of get the little parts of the story.
Yeah, like
how like
it's not like a twist or anything.
No, it's
but like you know who the bad guy is.
Exactly. Yeah,
but
it's like clearly everyone's hiding something or not saying something.
Exactly what like no one knows. No one's telling them exactly what happened.
Right.
Like then they find out his dad was shot in the back.
Right. And then they're like, oh, what's the difference? And they're like, well, there's a ton of difference.
Yeah.
My number 4 is that Dean Martin is the humor in like the Western movies where he's got like that wisecracking, like jokey kind of demeanor throughout it. My number 3 is the ambush shootout. Just the fact that they kind of knew it was or John Wayne knew something was up.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I mean, just the whole shootout in general, where it's like they're at the trunk of a tree and it's
just
like 10 guys they're trying to like hold off with one gun at a time.
And they have to blow the bridge up to
in order to even
get to the fore.
Yeah. My number 2 is the story. Like we said, like the subtle hints were like when you meet the rest of the townspeople, they're like, "Oh yeah, I knew your mom. We did this." Mm-hmm. Except for oh yeah, too bad about the ranch thing. Like everyone kind of knows and kind of downplays that it was a big deal,
like screwed them over type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the little tidbits you get, and then the overall when it brings it together, it is basically about a family or 4 brothers getting back together because they've been gone or they haven't seen each other for a while, and getting justice for their parents. And then my number 1 is the brother fight. The fight itself, but like also like you said when they were wrangling the horses.
Mm-hmm. After,
and like they threw all 3 of them threw Bud in the water, and then they dragged him in, which was not great for given John Wayne's stage when they were filming this. I read there was a lot about that in the facts, but just the brothers together, they had they played well off of each other.
Yeah. Seeing like John Wayne was almost 60.
I was gonna say,
the guy playing Bud was
you really have to
early 20s.
Easily. You'd have to suspend that they really are brothers, but they make it work for what it is.
Like Bud and Matt, I could see.
Yeah, those 2 for sure. But Dean Martin's wait a minute.
Maybe John if he was younger.
If he was like 20 years younger, yes, but
Dean definitely not.
Dean is like, okay, maybe.
I think they even joke about it. I was reading the trivia, and they were joking about it. All right, a few problems with the movie. I mean, there's things that we caught, like Dean Martin's beard, or he had like a 5 o'clock shadow.
There was one scene where he was like completely
clean shaven, and then
the rest of the movie.
Next scene he was back to the 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah, just like it was an older movie, and stuff like that. They didn't.
The people weren't really paying attention to that.
Much of that. Yeah.
It was more the story and the western and the gunfights and all that stuff.
Yeah, but other than that, no real problems.
Mine's like a funny nitpick is that Dean Martin didn't have a song in this. I
know, right? I was been waiting for him to sing a song.
There was no scene where they set him up to like have him sing or do anything like that.
For a 2-hour movie, and he didn't sing once.
Not once. Not even at the funeral. That would have been a perfect time.
Or like them moving the horses. Just singing along while riding.
They've got to go from Texas to Colorado. So that's a pretty good ride on horseback.
All right. Favorite quotes. This one was early on. It's when they first all come back together. And what is it? Bud is talking about how he was getting framed for stealing a horse. Yeah. And he's telling the story, and he's like, yeah, so I took my pants off and I put my jeans on and ran out there, and like keeps going and telling the story. And they're like, oh, that was a riveting story. Or they're making fun of him. And Dean's like, I like the part where he changed his pants. This is great. Another one by Dean with Bud again. They're at the bar right before he's about to auction his fake glass eye, and he goes, Bud's like, why don't you buy it? You have the money from the
from earlier. Yeah.
He's like, you mean spend my own money for a drink? He's like, Pa would hop out of his grave. Like, he says something.
I think he says like a scorched cat.
Yeah, like
it's kind of what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. He's like, never spend your own money on booze, kid. And then he like buys the first one and then goes into trying to swindle his way to get the second.
To get the other ones, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have credit? No credit.
Yeah,
okay. And he pulls like an eye patch out and puts it on. Number 3 is the sheriff, or it's Ben, the deputy, talking to the sheriff, and Ben says they find out that Tom Dean is wanted for murder,
right?
And then he's about to go, and the sheriff's like, "I'll go instead." And Ben's like, "There's 4 of them," and the sheriff goes, "Yeah, I can count 2, Ben." Like grabs a gun and walks out. But those are my quotes.
My quotes, which I didn't look back to check if this first one, but there is not many quotes on IMDb for this movie. So I'm going to do it from memory. But my first one is, they're talking about like getting like a headstone or
like a monument,
a monument for their mom on the grave, and I think Bud suggests a horse.
No, it's
Dean suggests a horse, and everyone's like, "What do you mean a horse? What are you crazy?" And then John, that works.
That works.
He's like, "How do you like a horse over your body the rest of your life?" She's like, "What? Ma liked horses.
Ma like horses."
My second one is when Bud is trying to say like, "Oh no, I don't want to go to school. I want to be like, I want to follow you. I want to go with you on all your adventures and stuff." And John's like, "No," but Bud says, "Oh, we could be like these brothers or like
Dalton brothers."
Brothers, yeah. And he's like, "They're famous." And John says, "Yes, they're famous, but they're just a little bit dead. they got hung."
Dead.
And then my last quote is
Bud again.
Bud again. A lot of buds. I think it's kind of along the same line in the same conversation tones. He goes, "I don't want to be rich and respectable. I want to be like you."
Yeah.
So like he's the youngest and he wants to be like his older brothers.
Yeah, instead of going to college.
Yeah, instead of going to school, like going out on adventures and gunslinging and gunfighting and all the debauchery, however you would like to say it. But let's move on to some TNT trivia about the movie, starting with Who Am I?
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Benz.
I am the Father.
I am vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman.
I am the Clit Commander.
I am Groot. Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, guys.
Okay, I'll start my Who Am I? First movie, Rio Bravo. Second movie, The Silencers. Third movie, Murderer's Row. And the last one is Cannonball Run.
I mean, Rio Bravo really is narrowing it down, but we talked earlier, like there's a couple of random guys that are still in it. I'm going to guess Dean Martin.
That is correct.
Ooh.
You need to see Cannonball Run now.
I do.
Burt Reynolds, come on.
Whoa, must be Burt Reynolds or something.
Must be Burt. I got a couple facts, actually.
I was going to say, and it's kind of hard because I can't remember if we've done certain people from like the old ones we've done.
Yeah.
But it works.
First one, although born in Ohio, he only spoke Italian until the age of 5. At the age of 16, Dean Martin was a welterweight boxer who compiled a record of 25-11.
Respectable.
Yeah. He is one of the few actors who have received not just one, but 3 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. One for motion pictures, one for television, and one for
singing,
recording. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did they put them all next to each other?
I have 2 of the addresses. 6519 Hollywood is Boulevard is the motion picture. 6651 is the
television. They're like a block away.
Yeah. And I'm sure that the third one's another block away.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then my last one is that the last 2 people I picked have both had the same nickname. Steve McQueen and Dean Martin were both known as the King of Cool.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to nicknames? For actors like the Duke? There's no cool actors that have
now it's just
anymore.
that asshole when they get screamed at on set.
Yeah.
Okay, for my Who Am I am known for Red River, Giant, To Kill a Mockingbird, and El Dorado. Another John Wayne movie.
Is it John Wayne?
Is that your final answer?
No. Let me check.
No, it is not John Wayne.
No, because his I would know right away.
Yeah, that would be a little bit easier.
Bud?
No.
No. Then I'm going to go with Dennis Hopper.
No, that was another good guess. I did have him originally, but Speed was one of his, and that would
gave
it
away. Yeah, I figured. How about... Matt was my other...
No.
I want to... Or George Kennedy, Curly.
No. He gets shot in the movie.
He gets shot. Jeremy Slate, Ben.
No.
The sheriff.
Yes. Sheriff
Billy Wilson.
Billy Wilson. Paul Fix is his real name. And some facts about him. Supposedly, he taught John Wayne, who was a lifelong friend, his famous and distinctive rolling walk when Wayne was starting out in the business. He wanted something to set him apart, so he suggested a rolling gait that became part of his trademark. So like that kind of like hunch kind of walk he does. He is the father-in-law of Harry Carey Jr.
That's awesome.
And he was in the Rifleman, supposedly his best-known role. And he was in 3 Oscar Best Picture nominees: Bad Girl, Giant, and To Kill a Mockingbird. So, and those are my facts about him.
All right, on to random facts about the movie. Like I said, this was remade as Four Brothers. Second one is John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Dennis Hopper would often go out drinking together after filming. And John Wayne's paycheck was $600,000 and 10% of the profits.
That's absurd.
Yeah, 10% is a lot.
Well, not even that. $600,000 in the 60s?
Yeah.
Damn. My random facts about the movie. Number 1 is that this is the second Western that features John Wayne and Dean Martin. The first was the aforementioned Rio Bravo that Tim watched, and then I watched like the second half of it. My second one is that Johnny Cash sang a song in 1965 also called The Sons of Katie Elder, and Elmer Bernstein, who did the music for this movie, and Ernie Sheldon wrote the song.
I saw that one when I was reading. That's pretty cool.
And then my last fact is that the hearse that's featured at the funeral of Katie Elder in the beginning of the movie currently resides in front of the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World.
That's crazy. That's so random.
They, I guess they were buying props, and they were supposed to use it for, I think, an Indiana Jones feature. They never used it, so they had it, and then one of the Imagineers was like, you know what, let's just throw it in front of the Haunted Mansion. And it's still there.
That's crazy. All right. Final thoughts. Anything we missed? I mean, there's a bunch that we didn't talk about. It is a 2-hour movie. And the older movies are every bit of 2 hours.
It really is.
They show the credits.
There's a lot of like sweeping shots. I'll go with that. Of just like the landscape and all that kind of stuff.
And then the end credits are maybe 30 seconds long.
It shows you like the main 10 people.
Yeah, where now they're like 10 to 15 minutes long.
Oh, exactly.
But
at least 10 to 15 minutes long.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great movie. Good action, good story.
Right. It was one of those stories where it's like a small town. Everyone's kind of in on the thing except the main antagonist or protagonist. Mm-hmm. And then it's like you're just watching them figure it out and put it together, and you're trying to figure it out, even though it's laid on pretty thick, and you can kind of really get it beforehand.
Yeah. But it was good. And we watched the original theatrical trailer.
Yes,
for it,
which is I definitely understand where they got Four Brothers from
because they say it like 3 or 4 times in the trailer.
Every description is like 4 brothers, and then something that happens.
It reminds me of the Rick and Morty, where they're watching interdimensional cable, and there's a trailer for a movie called Two Brothers, but it's like 10 lines long. The title, like two brothers fighting an apocalypse, and it just keeps going.
Just a bunch of like subheadings,
and now they're running. It's just like that's what. And the way the guy says it in the trailer reminded me of that. Yeah, but it was interesting how they show you almost all the movie pretty much.
Oh yeah, they go through like the big beats and show you most of it.
Yeah. Okay, next up, we'll pretend like we're in charge and recast the movie. And let's see if...
You'll go first. Let's see if I can guess your theme.
All right. This is all messed up on my phone. Let's see. All right, so for John Elder...
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
John Elder. Who are you picking?
I'm picking Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
Yeah. You could probably guess it right now if you wanted to, and you'd probably get it right. But Tom Elder, I'm going with Tyrese.
Okay, I was going to do this.
Bud Elder, I'm going to go Garrett Hedlund. He was in the Neutron and
okay, yeah.
Pan. He played Captain Hook.
Okay, yeah.
Matt Elder, Andre 3000. Mary Gordon, Sofia Vergara.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Wow, I really need to. Did they play like the Elders? Like, was that their name or was it a different name?
Yeah, different name.
Okay.
Sheriff Billy Wilson, Terrence Howard.
Ha. Okay.
Deputy Ben Latta. I don't know if they even say his full name in it. Josh Charles. He was in SWAT. And
I think I know who you're talking about.
He was one of the bad guys, or he turned sides in SWAT.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Morgan Hastings. I'm going to butcher this name, but Chiwetel.
Chiwetel Ejiofor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, from like Doctor Strange and all that.
Yeah.
Dave Hastings, Jannard Burks. He's in a few things. Yeah. You might recognize him. And then Curly.
Is one of the things Four Brothers?
Possibly. Curly, Adam Beach. He was in like Joe Dirt.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm pretty confident.
Fireworks salesman.
I'm pretty confident that your recasting theme is from the movie Four Brothers.
That is correct.
Okay, I like that. A modern take.
Yes. Modern take.
See what the differences are.
Yeah, just do it a Western version of Four Brothers.
Okay, my recasting. For John Elder, I went with Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
For Tom Elder, I went with Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
For Bud Elder, I went with Dave Franco.
That's a good one.
Tiny little squirt
young.
For Matt, I went with Luke Wilson.
Okay.
For Mary Gordon, I went with Bryce Dallas Howard. For Sheriff Billy Wilson, Tom Hanks.
That's a good one.
Yeah. For Deputy Ben, Casey Affleck.
Okay.
For Morgan Hastings, I went with Jeff Bridges. Dave Hastings, Emilio Estevez. And Curly, I went with Joaquin Phoenix. Or Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, I do not know what your theme is, though. I was going to say early on, they all guest starred on SNL, but then I think...
I mean, that's probably not wrong. I'm sure he has.
He probably has.
You don't have to think too hard. I will give you that hint.
Run through them again.
Alec Baldwin, Chris Hemsworth, Dave Franco, Luke Wilson, Bryce Dallas Howard, Tom Hanks, Casey Affleck, Jeff Bridges, Emilio Estevez, and Joaquin Phoenix. You can focus on the last name.
They all start with...
No. That would be amazing.
They're in alphabetical order. Kevin. No, they're not. The last one, Joaquin Phoenix.
No, they're
they
last
all cities in the name.
No, that would be good too. No, their own last names.
Phoenix.
Alec Baldwin, Chris Hemsworth, Dave Franco, Luke Wilson, Bryce Dallas Howard, Tom Hanks, Casey Affleck, Jeff Bridges, Emilio Estevez, and Joaquin Phoenix.
I don't know.
You're gonna kick yourself because the theme is just brothers.
Oh, damn it!
Because they are all have many
brothers
or extended like many family
that
members.
are okay,
or siblings.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm very proud of that one.
I'm very proud.
I like that one. Okay, now it's time for us to rank our top 5 Western movies.
But we switched it.
We switched it to. I mean, it could technically be the same, but
there's
our
one movie that would ruin it, I guess. Yeah.
We switched it to our top 5 John Wayne movies,
which I think we've done before. But now that we watched another one, we'll see where they all rank up.
Which my ranking is probably different. I will say that
mine's probably different. My number 1 though is still The Quiet Man. I love that movie.
It was a good movie. I did like that.
Number 2, The Searchers. That was another great one that we did.
I think it was my first John Wayne movie.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, Rio Bravo.
I did have fun with that one.
Yeah,
from what I saw.
Then number 4, this one. I went in the wrong order. I went 1 to 5.
Why do we number it 1 to? Why have we not switched it yet?
We will eventually. Maybe the last episode.
Last episode.
Number 5, True Grit. And then number 6 is The Comancheros.
Okay, for mine, my number 4, Rio Bravo. Like I said, I haven't seen many John Wayne movies. My number 3 is The Quiet Man. Number 2, Sons of Katie Elder. And number 1, The Searchers would be my list.
It's a good list.
Yeah, and it keeps expanding.
It keeps growing. It grew by 2 since the last time, probably.
Yeah, probably. That would be it.
Maybe we didn't rank him because you only had.
That's true. Because I think we ranked Western movies.
We probably did. Yeah. Good thing we switched it.
Yeah, really.
For our last segment, let's talk about the Geek News.
Clark Kent, just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I've done some...
Oh, the Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
The police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
You serious?
First up on the docket, we got a new trailer, The Call of the Wild, with Harrison Ford.
And the dog, right?
Yeah.
Or the wolf, or whichever.
Which is based off the book, which I think I read the book really long time ago. But I think this is, because then this book is, I think the next one that the author wrote was White Fang. So it's the same guy. And I don't know if they were connected somehow. I can't remember if they were. I don't think so, but they could have been. But yeah,
maybe loosely. But.
Yeah, I remember reading these for that stupid test. What were the AR test or something? In grade school.
Yeah.
But
crap, what were they?
Yeah, I can't remember. I just remember they were awful.
I just remember doing them. I don't remember much about them.
Yeah, but this looks good. Like the dog's completely animated almost.
Yeah.
So it looks kind of funny. But yeah.
You'd have to get over that the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm sure you do after a while. But the things the dog's doing, no real dog could actually do. So
it does look like a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, the Titans revealed the Nightwing costume, and then subsequently debuted on the season finale of Titans.
Yeah. We're a little behind.
Yeah, I was going to say the last week. Yeah, Thanksgiving break.
But, yeah, it looked awesome.
It was really cool.
Too. Yeah. Looks perfect.
And then even in the episode when he went, I think it was the last week episode, when he went to go get it
made. Yeah. You don't see it, but I think it's like a blue hue.
There's like a blue light coming off. Which was really cool.
But I mean, spoiler alert, they never say Nightwing in the episode. It's titled Nightwing.
So many times
they could have easily.
Bruce could have just been like,
so what are you going to call yourself? That's all someone had to say. Ask him.
I liked yours how you thought it would have been Hank.
Yeah. Like, so what do we call you now?
That would have been cool.
Yeah, but we do get to see it, and they wrapped up the season nicely.
Compared to a bunch of things.
Season 1 where they left it so open.
I don't think that's what they wanted because they shot the finale.
Yeah, but
that's how it ended up coming out.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Next up, we got the Crisis on Infinite Earths. We got separate trailers for each of the shows.
Yeah, for each one.
Which didn't give us much. And then a poster, which shows a bunch
a bunch of them. There's a bunch not in it.
Which the only one, like Lex Luthor's on it. And I know you're not caught up, but he dies at the end of season 3. Yeah, so I don't know if they're bringing him back.
I did see a still of
him,
John Cryer, sitting there. So
I mean, he could easily be from another Earth, but it'd be nice to bring him back because he was a great villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I think the only one that I liked was Black Lightning, I think.
Supposedly he's got, like, once they brought him, because I've been following, one of the producers on Twitter, and he's just been, like, basically leaking stuff before other, like, outlets could leak it. So it's like, he was saying, like, once Black Lightning joined, everything was like, okay, this is cool. Like, they could start doing stuff, and he also said that, like, someone asked him, like, so who's not going to be in it that you guys asked? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you who we asked. And they said no. Like, I'm not going to do that to them.
Who we asked and they said no.
But last up, John Turturro joins the Batman as Falcone.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah, that's a good cast. That should be interesting. The cast is crazy already.
I was gonna say what they're building with that. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, what is it, 2021 that movie comes out?
Yeah, and I'm sure not everyone's gonna have a huge role in it, or maybe not play like their comic book adaptations.
Right,
yet,
it could just be like a version of it.
Setting up for future films.
Which even that'll be fine.
Yeah, and then we also watched the Harley Quinn TV show on DC Universe. Season premiered on the finale of Titans.
Yeah,
and it was good.
It was very R-rated. Oh yeah, super.
They're just killing people left and right, breaking their legs,
breaking bones, and
sweat everywhere.
Constantly. Oh yeah,
but it's good though, and the voices in it are
the voice acting is great. Yeah, they double up a lot of characters, but like it's different enough to where like is that really them?
We didn't notice that Alan Tudyk did Joker and Calendar Man till the end. Yeah, but before we wrap up the episode, we'll look ahead to what's coming up for Tim and Tony. Episode 127 will be our comedy genre, and Tony chose Ted.
I chose the movie Ted, yes.
Good choice.
I figured we do. There is that string of similar actors because your recast was Mark
Wahlberg, and now the next movie is starring Mark
Wahlberg.
Yep, and then the week after we have a horror movie, and to end it will be a superhero, or fantasy, or something like that.
Sci-fi, however you want to define that.
Yeah, and then our very last episode will be a top 10.
Yes, so, I have 2 lists that I have to verify of whose they were because I didn't put like whose name. I just took a screenshot of it, and I was like, crap. So I'll have to reach out again. But if you have a top 10 list that you want to send in,
we'll read it. Or if you want to read it yourself and send us a clip,
you can do that as well.
We'll gladly put it in there.
All our contact info, I think, is on our website.
Yeah,
timandtonytalk.com on both of our pages.
Yes,
or on our page, which links to both of our individual pages.
Yeah, so send us what you got.
Yeah.
And then
that's a good.
Yeah, then so when this ends, hopefully early 2020, we'll be coming out with our new show.
Yes.
Couch Potato Favorites.
Yeah.
So
it's a similar.
Yeah, similar, shorter.
Much shorter, more easily digestible.
And I'd say more of our favorite movies rather than new ones. But we'd love to have people on to show us their favorites.
We're shooting for a lot of guests
on
this, like to see, like you said, their favorite shows, games.
Yeah, not just
movies.
Yeah.
Any piece of media, books, maybe.
Yeah.
So if you have any ideas that you want to talk about for 15, 20 minutes or however long, let us know and we can start setting that up.
Awesome. So that's been our show today. Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. Remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mile Manor movie review.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony. And we are the Dynamic Duo.
Good night.
Duo.
Good night.
Duo.
Good night.
Duo.
Good night.
Duo.